Here we go. We're going to be becoming Pytorch experts by following all the tutorials and building and using the system. That's the way to do it. That's the way to become an expert. Actually using the software that we want to become an expert in. That's the task at hand. Building a Pytorch model. So we've been going through a lot of Pytorch tutorials so far. A lot of them. We are going to continue. We're not going to stop now. We're going to keep on going. Today, we're going to be working on building with models. This is the easy part. This is the main entry point. We've done a whole bunch of subsequent sideline things in Pytorch over the last few weeks. The internals, the autograd, things that you wouldn't normally use with Pytorch. We've been digging deeper into those because as becoming part of an expert from a framework or a tool is using everything that it has to offer. So that's what we've been working on. This is the secondary tutorial on the Pytorch website where again we're going to delete it and retype it all over again. All right, we'll be discussing some of the tools the Pytorch makes available for building deep learning networks. Except for parameter, the classes we discuss in this video are all subclasses of the module. This is we're going to be building off of module. We're going to create a subclass of module, which makes it really nice because when we're using torch and we're creating tensors inside this subclass or this class right here as a subclass, it allows us to not have to do some of the extra things that you would normally have to do, such as turning gradients on because it's automatic. It's all automatic. This is the Pytorch base class meant to encapsulate behaviors specific to Pytorch modules and their components. One important behavior of Pytorch module is registering parameters. Oh, right. Is this what we're going to do with... How's it going there? Harimana? Wait, Harimana. How's it going? Thank you for clicking the hi button. Welcome on in. We're becoming Pytorch experts today. If a particular module subclass has learning weights, those weights are expressed as instances of the torch.nn parameter. The parameter class is a subclass of a tensor. Oh, is it? I said the same thing yesterday. I keep forgetting that. Okay. Which is a special behavior when they are assigned as attributes of a module time. This is what I was asking for a couple of days ago. I'm like, it should be on by default. It's on by default now. With the special behavior they are assigned as attributes of a module, they are added to the list of the model parameters. And a simple example, here is very simple module with 2 linear layers and an activation function, which we're going to type out. We're going to type out here. We'll create an instance of it and ask it to report its parameters. This is the part I'm kind of curious in because it allows us to, obviously, you can get the parameters of each of the layers independently. You can also get all the parameters in the class itself. So let's type it out. Import torch. We're going to say class. We're going to say tiny. We'll call this tiny. And this will be a subclass of torch.nn.Module. Right there. We're going to say def init self, and then we're going to say super, I think. We're going to say tiny self, like this, I think, right? Dot init. I don't like this. I don't like having to do this part. I don't. This is the one part that I don't like having to do. It'd be so great if we didn't have to do that part right there. It's fine, though. Super tiny self init. Yes, okay. We did that. All right, looks good. Can we run this now? So this is the parameters file, so Python parameters. Looks good, no errors? All right, no errors, good. Let's create some layers. So we're gonna create a linear layer with, it looks like 100 by 200, and another linear layer by 100 by 200. And then we're going to do, we're gonna have a Softmax activation. Ooh, now we're getting fancy now. And then a ReLU activation in between the two. Got a activation equals torch.nn.ReLU, like this. We do it like that? Yes, we do. We sure do right there. Self.L2 equals torch.nn.linear. And what this is going to be the output. This will be output class. So we're probably going to go 200, right? It's got to be 200, comma 10. So we'll have 10 output classes. What do they want here? Oh, all right. We're on the same wavelength here. Okay. And we'll go self.the_out activation. This is the output activation equals torch.nn.Softmax. Pretty sure that right. Pretty sure that will work. All right, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Okay. So let's see if that runs without any problems. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's instantiate the class so that way we know that we're executing the initialization code. So model equals tiny. Let's make sure it works. No errors, no errors. All right, we're good to go. All right, Softmax linear ReLU 10 outputs. All right, forward. So one thing that I like to do in my forward class is create a whole model that we could just do in a sequence. So that way we don't have to do this extra logic here. So we could do a nice little sequence here. I think self.seq equals torch.nn.Sequential, right? Something like that. Self.l1, comma, self.activation, self.l2, and we're gonna have out activation as well. Self.out activation, like that. I think this will do exactly what I want it to do. Maybe it might. Let's make sure we're gonna have no errors, all good to go. All right, we're gonna write our own forward method. We're gonna make it a little different here. Def forward, self, and then we're gonna have our input. All right, we're gonna say self.seq input. We're gonna return that. Done, easy. We're gonna use the parameters method here, which we don't. Oh, for parameters. Let's check this out. All right, let's try this. Okay, let's print some things out. So we've got our tiny model. Do print model. Let's see what it shows us. It's gonna show us all of our layers. It's gonna show us all, and it's also gonna show us the sequential. I think we could do this. I think that'll work. I think that might work. It does. Look at that right there. Right there, you guys. Certainly does. Can you run the code to show? Yep, there you go. Oh, we just did it. We ran it. There you go. Colts fan. There you go. What are we doing today? Krishna, we are becoming Pytorch experts. We're going through the Pytorch tutorial. We're going to see everything that we need to become a Pytorch expert. And right now we're working on the model, and we're going to look at the parameters. So we're going to see what the parameters are. Let's take a look. Let's print this out. All right, so print model, and then L1, because we named it L1. We changed the name. Yo, how's it going there? Yo, Golden, Elon Musk, yeah, Henry Roberts. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome on in. Good to have you here. Happy Wednesday. What is Pytorch? Yo, we've got a bias. Ooh, true bias. All right, got the bias in there too. It's been a long time. Oh no, right? A whole day. Do print model.l1.parameters. I want to see what's going on here. Let's see what's inside the parameters. Parameters. There we go. Let's see what we got on the inside. What's on the inside? This is cool. What are you coding? Estranged. We are coding Estranged Savant. We are coding Pytorch. We're going through the tutorials and we're becoming Pytorch experts. Forward is going to be called when you activate the model like this. It'll be called input data here. Right there, input data. We need to create let's do a input equals, let's just say inputs equals torch.tensor. Wait, how do we do this? How do we do random? I forgot how we do random, because I don't, the bottom half of your face. Oh, the bottom half of my face. Okay, got it. Looks like that actor. Understood. All right, I get it now. What are we coding? We are coding Pytorch. We're becoming Pytorch experts. We're walking through all the tutorials. Randint. Oh, thank you. Randint. I want rand float. So I just do torch.rand, and we'll do, let's see. It needs to be, what are the dimensions it needs to be? 100. It needs 100 inputs. Okay. So we'll do 100, and I think that's right. Do we start with 100? I think maybe. Well, let's do 100. We'll make it easy. Inputs like this. There we go. Like that. And we say print the output. Out equals print out. Just rand. Oh, there we go. Just rand. All right, perfect. Just rand. All right, we're doing it. All right, you guys. So we have a poll going right now. The answer. Which one? All right, so the first one, the first tensor right here Is that bias or weights? The second tensor, is that bias or weights? So you can see the second tensor is much bigger. All right, you guys are going to get the answer to the poll. Are you ready? Let's see. The answer is, I'm ending the poll now. The first one is the bias, is the answer. The first one's the bias. Because it's smaller. Because the bias is always going to be a vector. The bias is oh wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong, you guys. Look. No, you were right. You were right. Because look, it's a matrix, not a vector. The second one is the bias because it's a vector. The first one's a matrix. I missed it because the triple dots right there, the triple dots. Hey, you guys got it right. Good job. 73% of you correctly answered the question. The first one was the weights. It looks smaller. However, it was a trick question because you figured it out. Because this one is the matrix. And the tensor below it is a vector, which means it's a one-dimensional array, right? The matrix is a two-dimensional array. They're both. We're gonna look at this and see what this looks like. So we're gonna use the parameters method, which is a available method in the module class. We created a subclass of that called tiny. We initialized that here, and we're going to be calling the parameters, which gives us a full list of all of these. Now, my question is, will the sequence be included in that? Will it? I'm not sure if it will or not. I'm not sure if it will. I don't know. If it is, I call that potentially a problem. Potentially a problem. Usually, though, you can just say sequential. So in worst case, we can just update this and make that look better. Let's find out, you guys. Let's find out if we completely blew it up or if we didn't. Let's find out. Okay, we've got the answers. We got our answers here. So what is this last one? This last one is going to be our bias. Oh, right, our bias on the final layer. So this is the bias on the final layer because it's only 10, right? 10 elements right there. And as you can see, our output here is 10 right there. That's 10 right there. If you can see that right there. 10 right here. Right there. Okay. So that's why the bias is 10 there. Because it's a vector of the same size as the second dimension. And this is, and we're learning all the pieces of it. So we're like fiddling with it. We're fiddling with it. So we learn. We should see a total of 4 different tensors. If we are on the right track, we should see 4 tensors. I really hope so. Well, because we didn't create new ones. These are still the same ones. They're just references to it. So I only want to see 4. 1 tensor, 2 tensors, and 3 tensors, 4 tensors. Good. Okay, good. So what we did here is completely valid. That works perfectly fine. We're going beyond the... This shows the fundamental structure of Pytorch model. There's an init dunder method that defines the layers and other components of a model, including the activation. Right? We got the activation. Sync to the hearts, you guys. And a forward method where the computation gets done on the forward pass. This means that you're pushing data through the model. That means you're going to ask the answer. It's basically, you're going to ask the model a question. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Appreciate it. Note that we can print the model and any of its submodules to learn about its structure. That's what we just figured out just now. Linear layers. The most basic type of neural network is a linear or a fully connected layer, the dense layer. This is a layer where every input influences every output of the layer to a degree specified by the layer's weights. The layer's weights are just numbers. There you go. There you go. What's bias and how to determine it? All right. Also, bias, right? Which we had up here. Bias is a vector, right? Bias is a vector, which means it's a one-dimensional array. So a 1D array. A tensor is any number. That's what a tensor is, right? Matrices is a 2D array. Coefficients is usually it's meant as a number that's going to be multiplied. So it's a number that is a constant that's going to be multiplied, but it's also weights, parameters, and bias. They're also coefficients. Parameters are weights and biases, so these two things are closer tied. Float, make a model from scratch. Yes. Yes, we do. You want to do this right here. Here's a common flow. Linear. No, not linear. parameters. I think we're going parameters, yeah. So this right here. So you're going to create a new subclass of torch module, and you're going to initialize it, and you're going to start creating layers. And I like to do a sequence like this, so it makes my forward function really small. That's it right there.